Good morning, everyone. Christopher here, and welcome back to the Boldly Grow Homestead. Well, you see, there's not much left in the garden. Fall is in full swing now, and time to get the garlic in the ground. First, I need to get these bulbs out, harvest any buckwheat seeds that the deer didn't eat. So yeah, let's get going.
Homesteading, the original frontier. These are the adventures of the Boldly Grow Homestead. Its continuing mission to coexist with the environment, to find new plant varieties and new inspirations, to boldly grow like no one has grown before.
Well, I don't know if I'm actually going to get to the garlic today. The weather not being cooperative. But I got the calla lily bulbs up. Not an easy thing to do when your dirt doesn't want to be dug. I still have 2 canna lilies. Sorry for the wind. But that might be as far as I go today. I got the buckwheat cut down as well, so I might have to wait till a better day for the planting of the actual garlic itself. Oh, and now the canna lilies that never bloomed are up. So the plan is to have the garlic go in this swath of area, and then I'm probably have green beans and peas and other vertical vining stuff go along that axis. I was really hoping to get the garlic in today. So I'm mostly trying to do a no-dig approach to my garden beds here. But for the garlic, which I plan on having from essentially the equivalent of that wall and then the same on the other side, which I think is about 8 or 12 feet long. And then from the tree, basically, it's probably parallel with this faux rock, which is covering water access. That's where I plan to put the garlic in. So I am loosening the soil up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of amendments in and then top it with some fresh soil. And then put the garlic in there, and then mulch the rest of the bed. Again, this is my first time trying garlic, so don't take any advice from me, really. I've watched numerous of different people, I've read different articles and books, and everyone has a slightly different opinion, so I'm gonna split the difference based on the different readings and such. So, alright, I'll give you an update shortly. Well, it's certainly not pretty, but the dirt and amendments is out. I'll have to smooth that out a little bit. But yeah, so basically that darker patch is where the garlic's gonna go. So before I get into it, let's take a look at the varieties I got. Alright, so I shop mostly local for my garlic bulbs, and I hope they're all still good. Some of them look a little iffy. But from Fruition Seeds, which is a local New York seed company, I got Garlic Music and Italy Hill Giant Ivory. I'll put up on the screen which are hard neck and soft neck. I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't necessarily see it on the description, but yeah, so I got some garlic from each of those. And then from Hudson Valley, which is another New York based company, I got elephant garlic, because why not, even though it's not a true garlic. Well, those are tulips that'll go over there under the walnut tree. But then I also got garlic seed of a sort anyways from Ukraine, because again, why not. So I'll put some of these in the ground. I'm pretty sure this is a multi-year process that I really need to start indoors, but I'm going to put a few of them out in the garden this season and see what happens. So alright, I gotta figure out how I want to demarcate this all and start getting these things in the ground. Alrighty, so as I mentioned, this swath is about 8 feet long, about 3 feet wide from the tree to the faux rock. And I have 3 primary garlics and then a 4th sort of test garlic seed. So I separated these in 2-foot segments basically. Though the 2 Fruition seeds and the garlic, elephant garlic, are a little bit more than 2 feet. I'm not putting as much space for the Ukraine test, but so I'll probably do one of the Fruition seeds here, elephant garlic here, another Fruition seed garlic here, and then Right here will be the Ukrainian test. Yeah, later on I'll do a video what I'm planning to do with the rest of it, but that's the garlic plan. Depending on who you read and talk to, everyone's got a different spacing idea. And my gardener seems on the extreme closeness. He states that he, or at least in this past year, he said he was doing 2 inches apart. But he has really good quality soil. I very much do not. I've seen people say anywhere up to 8 inches to a foot apart. So I'm probably going to do somewhere along the line of 6 to 8 inches. What everyone seems more or less consistent on is about 2 inches deep. So I'm going to get that going. And alright, so the first section is in. First section is going to be music garlic from Fruition Seeds, again, New York-based company. I mentioned scape, so that's going to be a hardneck variety then. So turns out the section's actually more like 4 feet long, wide instead of 3 feet. So I didn't need the full 2 feet long. So I'm going to move these secondary poles further. But I chose to do roughly, and I'm sure you can argue whether I actually did a good job on it, but roughly 6 inches in between this way and roughly 6 inches in between that way. So let's see. So what I have is 3 rows, 8 cloves apiece, and I had 3 extra. So what I had originally been planning on doing was off center. So I was going to do a row and then do a secondary row in between where you kind of pick the center. And my gardener can describe it much better than I can. But I had 3 extra, so I put those 3 extra off center in areas that looked like I gave a little extra space so the soil was better. So let's see, 8 times 3, 24 plus, so 27 or so cloves went in of the music garlic. Alright, so next I'm going to move these poles forward, and then I'll put in the elephant garlic. Before I proceed, just look at these cloves of elephant garlic, which, if I understand correctly, is not a true garlic, but has still a garlic flavor. More mild, but if you have cloves that big, why not? So, the regular garlics I think I ordered ½ pound from Fruition Seeds. For elephant garlic, I got a 5-pound bag, which again is not many cloves. I'll probably space these even further apart, and we'll see how much space I have left after that. Alright, so the elephant garlic is in. I did still roughly 6 inches, though I fudged it a bit more, gave it a little bit more space. I didn't quite use the full 2 feet again. I only had 9 cloves of the elephant garlic, but they produce much bigger bulbs, so I'm not as worried about it. So that's in the center here. See some pocky ones there. I still got to cover these. And then this third section here is going to be home to the Italy Hill Giant Ivory, which I think is a soft neck. Yeah, stores up to 12 months, so that's going to be a soft neck variety. So that will go in this next section here, where again I'll do roughly 6-ish inches apart. Alrighty, so the Italy Hill Giant Ivory garlic that I got from Fruition Seed has been put in 21 cloves, some of which were almost the size of some of the elephant garlic that I received, which is pretty impressive, but it is supposed to be a giant variety, I suppose. So yeah, 21 there, 9 there, and whatever I said for that section. Which just leaves this final little swath here, where I'm going to put in some of these Ukrainian garlic seeds. I'll put the name up on the screen. The paper's crumpled up and I wouldn't be able to pronounce it anyways. I don't expect much for them. It does have instructions on the back about planting them indoors the first year and then planting the bulbs out the second year. But there's enough in there that I can put some in this swath. Maybe I'll only do 1 or 2 rows. Keep it simple as a test. And then yeah, I'll just go back through and lightly cover this, maybe put a little bit of this extra mulch over, and call it good. Garlic will be planted. Alright, first of all, just in case I forget to correct it on the screen, it was actually, I found another clove, so 22 cloves went in here for the Italy Hill. And then this small swath, I put in 12 of the Ukrainian garlic seeds, which are teeny tiny. As you see, I have no shortage of them. So I'll try planting out a bunch of these starting beginning of next year indoors. I get a good grow light set up, and then I'll experiment with that way as well. So a good amount of garlic planted. I've covered all the holes up lightly. I'm going to take some of this mixed leaf pine needle and grass mulch and just lightly cover it. I don't want to smother anything out, but I don't want to keep the soil too exposed either. And then I'm going to get my butt indoors because it's cold. I almost didn't do this because of the weather, but I want to get it out of the way. Yeah. So hold on. Alright, so there we go. Lightly mulched. Don't want to do anything too crazy. I'll mulch it heavier as the garlic grows next season. While I think of it, let me know if I've done anything wayward. Again, this is my first time, and I'm sure I did a lot of things that are not kosher. But, so just as a recap, in part for me, when next year comes around, I remember music garlic, elephant garlic, Italy Hill giant ivory, unknown Grenadian, well, not unknown, but unpronounceable Ukrainian seed garlic. Alright, so all that's left is the peppermint stick tulips, which I plan on bringing over here in my very sad looking bed. The deer decimated the hostas. Hopefully they'll still come back. The echinaceas had it a little rough too. But they should come back, those perennials. And the tulips are a flower variety that can withstand walnut, jungalone, or however you pronounce it. So that'll go over there. That's going to be a different day because I'm cold. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for sticking with me for this, I don't know, weird garlic video. Not as clean as others, but it is what it is. So thanks for sticking around if you got this far. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what garlic varieties you're growing this year into next year, I suppose, and how you grow them that is different from my weird version of growing. So yeah, and don't forget to boldly grow. Darn wind.